Hands, are we the baddies?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Daily Hotpot. I am your co-host, Drift, aka Robbie.
And I am Khan. Good morning, everyone.
Good flippity-doo morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday of week 5 of the Daily Hotpot. Khan, how are you doing this morning?
I am pretty good. A little update on the garden, everyone.
Ooh, okay.
Little buds are forming in my salad, and I started my germination of my tomato plants.
Ooh, okay.
I am for people who do gardening themselves. I'm a little late on the tomatoes, I know, but I should be able to get something, by the summer.
There you go, guys. We're gonna get the full sweepstake Khan gardening episode soon enough. But Khan, we got a very special episode today because we are going to be talking about our dream vacations or vacation, whichever. It could be multiple, could not be multiple. But
Okay.
but yeah, if you don't
So
mind.
basically,
Yeah.
this is like a list of places we'll go if we had money, right?
Yes. If we were a better spot in our lives and money wasn't an
Yes.
issue, these would be the dream locations. Yes.
All right.
But this time around, Con, I know we normally have you kick off the episode, but I think I'll kick off this time around if you don't mind, brother.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm excited to hear it.
All right. Now, Con and I don't share these each other prior, so I hope I'm not taking one from you. But my number one dream vacation, New Zealand. New Zealand.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I know where this is going. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Number one is New Zealand, and if you don't know why, you should know that Con and I are both nerds, and more specifically, an early love of our lives is that of The Lord of the Rings. And if you don't know, Peter Jackson, a Kiwi, directed Lord of the Rings, and they shot a lot of Lord of the Rings on location scenery and just vistas and locations in New Zealand. New Zealand's a beautiful ass country. It's so scenic. And more importantly, where they made the Shire, or Hobbiton, it is the home of the hobbits in the Lord of the Rings series. They had a whole set built of the town in the films, and that set is still there today. They have the full Shire just there, and you can visit it. They have tours. You can go inside Bilbo's home, I believe. Some of them have interiors. A lot of them are just kind of exterior looking hobbit holes, but I want to visit the Shire. It is on my bucket list. But not just the Shire, but also I want to visit Weta Workshop's museum.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
now that you mention it,
yeah,
definitely worth a tour for sure.
Weta Workshop, they did the CGI as well as they do kind of both. They do CGI, but they also do practical visual effects like makeup, armor, weapons making, everything for the Lord of the Rings. But they're so famous after the Lord of the Rings that they did it for so many other films after that. I mean, Lord of the Rings made them an international staple in Hollywood for visual effects. And if you visit their museum, I've seen videos of it. I kind of didn't watch too many because as excited as I am to really get a sneak peek on their museum for the visual effects, I want to save it for my eyes. But they have so much from their armors and weapons from Lord of the Rings to the visual effects and makeups from like Planet of the Apes films and stuff like that, because they do the CGI as well as other stuff for that. So many films for films that you don't even know about and films that I don't even know about until I look up after that Weta did the CGI or the visual effects. They are fantastic.
They actually just released a Stardew Valley game for The Hobbit, by the way.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they've expanded so much. Now they're making games.
Oh man,
It is coming out later this year. You get to play as a hobbit, and you're in the Shire, I believe, and it plays out like a little city builder.
Oh no.
A cozy game, as we like to say.
Oh no. Well, if you heard yesterday's episode, I think you know where this. You know what, Con? I say this whenever we find another game of this ilk. They hate us.
Yeah.
They don't want us to be productive. They just don't.
I keep tabs on all base building / cozy games coming out, and this one has been talked about a little. There's not much hype around it, but it does look cute. I don't know how I feel about the art direction, but for a lot of people, I'm sure the art direction is very whimsical, beautiful, but it looks very cozy, very, very cozy.
And we like cozy here. But yeah, that's my number one. Con, what is your number one, or at least the one you want to talk about, your dream vacay destination?
Well, before that, going back to what you were saying about New Zealand, I don't know if you could visit it, but the city, the Rohan city,
Oh,
I would like to just view it, right? Because like I know it's broken down, but you can still see like some of the structures that were there.
it's still there?
Believe so. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm probably wrong, but in my head, I've always wanted to see it, like just the town itself, like a little miniaturized medieval town.
That would be super sick to actually see Rohan. At least, you know, you can not really call it a skyline, but the skyline, the silhouette of it in the
Hmm.
distance, that would be really sick. I actually don't know. And just like every episode, Khan and I are pretty much unprepared and don't have this information at hand, even though we have the internet. Screw that. We're okay with being wrong. But yeah, we're not sure. If it's there, I mean, obviously that's on the fucking list as well.
That's a great first list. I agree. If you ever go to New Zealand, bring me along. I am more than willing to come visit with you. Okay, so for me, I only have one. And it's something that all my friends, and I'm sure everyone listening to, kind of know what I want to do. It's been talked about for nearly a decade now. I still want to do a month-long Asia trip where we visit several countries from Southeast Asia,
Mm,
such as Thailand, or starting off with Thailand, maybe going to Indonesia and going to Vietnam as like the final destination. And for me, I like countries where, let's say, slightly underdeveloped to the point, man, in the sense that you get to see not the hustle and bustle of like a city, but more
mm,
of like the hustle and bustle of, rural Vietnam or rural Thailand and get to appreciate nature versus get to appreciate, the nightlife of a city, like in some places like New York, for example.
mm.
And a lot of it actually just comes down to the food and the cuisine. Most of my places that I want to visit really revolves around the food that I want to eat. I love Thai food. I love Vietnamese food, obviously. And to be able to do breakfast, lunch, dinner for like less than $10, for example, that's like a dream come true. Or even like going to a night market, getting some street food, getting a little stall, sit on the side of the road. That's
Oh,
like my kind of vacation where I just follow one restaurant to another and then maybe occasionally take in the pretty landscape or go to a temple, go to a park, and but mostly just eat my way around. And that for me, a month long vacation of that, such a dream. I would say that's still like to this day. It's been almost 10 years of me talking about it. I still want to do it. Next year, please, guys, let's just get together and do it. I beg of you. Please, please, please. Anyways, that is my, I would say, top of the list dream vacation. 1 month long. Let's go.
that's a really sweet dream vacation. That is, I want to emphasize the dream part, not because it's not gonna happen, but of just, that's definitely much more of a commitment vacation than
Yeah,
most
it's
others.
like it's a at this point, it's a pretty low chance, right? Logistically, most of all. Not
Mhm.
even like money wise, it's logistically getting people to do nothing for a month, right? So like, my friends like they got families, jobs, obviously they have things that they need to do for next year. Whereas like I'm like, hey guys, don't forget about our little Asia trip.
You're the guy in like the background always reminding people, like, hey guys.
Yeah. But it'll happen. Either, small group, a different group. I want to do it.
That's a super sweet trip. That's definitely kind of I guess a dichotomy or the difference between different people's vacations. I think you and I have pretty similar vacation like vibes. I always like to chalk it. I mean, there's multiple different ways you can split it up, but I'm very much in the belief that there are two type of vacationers. There are the people who feel like they need to do like a big activity every single day, whether it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, we're gonna, we're in, let's just throw out a fucking, I don't know, we're in freaking Saudi Arabia. We should go fucking RVing in the sand dunes, and then we're gonna hit up this place and go camel riding, and we go da 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 da. And then there's people like us who are like, if we do something big, okay, cool. I might be able to take it a couple times, maybe this trip. But honestly, I'm down to basically move my daily vibe in life to just a different country. Go around, walk around, eat
Yeah.
some food, hang out, take in the new experience, but still have that chill vibe. Like I'm down for big stuff. You want to go RVing in the dunes? Cool. I won't drive. I'll hop along though, as long as you don't fucking roll me over. But do you want me to ride an elephant in Thailand? Sure, fuck yeah, let's ride an elephant in Thailand. But also, I'm also down to just walk around, take in the markets,
Hmm.
take in the nightlife, take in the quiet town life, and also just visit cool locations and eat. The big thing is eat food. I don't think there's anything more universal in understanding a culture than just eating their food and really just having that. Like that's the universal connector to me. May not speak the same language, but god damn it, can good food translate across barriers? Yeah, I think not many people would be down for that, and also have the ability to just like have a whole of a month in their life.
Yeah, that's the main part, the month part. But definitely singular. Come on, guys. Vietnam. Heck, I'll even take Hawaii for like 2 weeks. It's like the same vibe too, right? Hawaii. You can just like lounge around for a week. You can go to the city for a couple days. Anyways, what's the next dream vacation for you?
Ooh, my next dream vacay. Well, it's not on my list, but that Hawaii vacay is definitely part of that same vibe. But as for my personal list for just the next dream one I want to go to is kind of a combo trip. It is specifically Germany and France back to back.
Back to back. Okay.
Back to back. Now, why I say this is because not only are they obviously adjacent European countries, but I would specifically hit Germany first and then France, because what's in Germany? I did study, got a minor in German in college. Can I speak it? Can I speak it? No, not really.
Say something. Say something. Anything.
Hallo, mein Name ist Robbie. Wir sprechen, ich kann nicht sprechen Deutsch, aber ich kann blah 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 blah. Anyways, so
our one listener will get that.
I won. So, hallo Nick, du bist mein Bruder, aber ich hasse dich. Anyways, yeah. So I would visit Germany, one, because of our dear friend. Our dear friend. But realistically, even before Nick, it was because I was really into German history, specifically during the First German Empire. Technically second, because technically the First German Empire, if you want to be like calling it whatever, is technically the Holy Roman Empire. But as we stated before, was neither holy, neither Roman, wasn't really an empire. But the second German Empire is noted as when, oh my God, why am I forgetting? When they actually had the true unification of Germany prior to World War I during the late 1800s. And it was under, holy crap, why am I forgetting it now? It's on the tip of my tongue.
You got it.
Hold on, it's there. I swear to God, like it's bubbling at the tip of my tongue. That's what she said. But it's like, ooh, wow, it's there. Bismarck, yes, sorry. Bismarck and the unification of Germany, and basically that whole side of German history was very fascinating to me. And during the Franco-Prussian War, and just Germany finally unifying, the lower Bavarian states and North Germany, and just that whole unification process was really awesome to me. So visiting for those types of museums, but as well as obviously just German castles. I mean, Khan, we've talked about this before. Germany has lots of castles, has a rich medieval history, and that would be really fun. And then once I'm done with that, and drinking my German beers and looking at German architectures, immediately hop over westward to France. No, I did not study French, so don't ask me to speak French. And
Je suis?
Yeah, go ahead. Vietnam, France, go ahead.
I did take French in high school, but I did forget everything.
No, it's okay. No. I said I forgot too, but go ahead, say something. Tell something to the people.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard the yeah, one more time.
I tried to remember, but I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I want to go to France. Obviously, as I mentioned in the prior pod last week, one of my favorite eras of history is Napoleonic, and specifically in the Hôtel des Invalides, which is the Hotel of the Invalids. It's a very famous, it was just a series of buildings, but it was basically like a repurposed hotel that has like a combined church as well. It was initially made, I'm forgetting when, very early, I think maybe the 14th or 15th century. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it was made for basically injured and, the old vestigial term invalid soldiers of wars in France. It was basically a care home for them. And then it slowly turned into modern day, it turned into the official location of the French Military History Museum. And here's when you can go to the museum and just from the top to bottom, you can go all the way from medieval French history. They have all the armors and swords and, old banners and flags and sigils. You can go all the way to Napoleonic history, or the colonial history prior. You can go all the way to World War I, World War II. It's a whole humongous history museum. And I want to go through there. But obviously to go to France, because also within that museum is the tomb of Napoleon. You got to pay your respects to the emperor. And
of course.
Yeah, it's and obviously you can talk about French castles, stuff like that, but that whole twin country visit, probably my next big trip that I would love to go on, because this combines many aspects and cultures I want to visit, many places I want to experience, the grandiose structures, the architecture, everything. It's up there. And I know it's, mainstream in terms of places to go to, but I think I'm going there for not so mainstream reasons.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I know a lot of people when you say France, right? Everyone always say like, "Oh, I want to visit Paris, Paris." Yeah. What are your thoughts on actually Paris itself? Like, is that a destination you would actually want to visit?
Well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Hotel des Invalides and everything is in Paris. If I'm wrong, again, correct me. I haven't done extensive research on it in terms of like actually planning the routes and stuff, because I know this vacation is a ways away.
So you'll be in Paris, but just not for mainstream reasons.
Not for mainstream reasons.
It's just by happenstance you're in Paris.
Yes. It's, I mean, look, we'll like obviously visit, Eiffel Tower and all that shindig. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm there. But definitely that won't be where I'm going to be, really psyched about going for. But yeah, it's up there. And I think I'm really excited. I'm definitely not in a place currently where I could go, visit both countries right now. But definitely in my life, it's, that's
next year.
That's a dream. Yeah.
As I say, next year. Don't worry about it. Next year, it'll happen.
True. Next year, guys.
So I don't know how I feel about Germany and France as a destination that I would actually go on vacation for. However, those two countries have legit my two favorite castles in the world, like in my top 5. So for Germany, and I think everyone is probably aware of this one, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, the Neuschwanstein Castle, the famous one. I would say internationally, when everyone say, "Oh, the famous castle in Germany," that's probably the one that they envision, and it's also famously one of the inspiration for Disney's castle.
I was gonna say it's the one that looks like the Disney's castle, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is one of the inspiration, and I believe it was for Sleeping Beauty's castle. It is a beautiful castle on top of rolling hills, and so there's no cities around it. And I think like that's actually, if you go to like Japan, for example, and you visit any of their castles, it's like surrounded by the city, right? And you just get to see. So it's not as impressive. However, this one, there's no towns, no cities. You're in the forest and on top of a hill, this grand white glistening castle. And I don't want to go to Germany, but if I was forced to for some reason, that would be my first destination. Take a tour of the castle. I know they do tours, and I know everyone say that the tour is great. You learn so much history, and I don't think you can sleep in it, but there's definitely like accommodations while you're there.
That'd be so sick to sleep in a castle.
Yes. And speaking of another castle, not really a castle, but
a chateau.
One of my favorite castle, like top 5, is in France. It is Mont Saint Michel, or I guess Mount St. Michael's. And you've probably have seen this, where it is literally just a little town in the middle of a very low mossy, not mossy, but very low water area. And if you look it up right now, it is the quintessential Disney castle. And once again, it's not really a castle. It's like a little town on an island, and on top of the town there's a grand church with, around St. Michael's, obviously. And I believe it is the inspiration for Tango's castle.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I could definitely see it.
For me, absolutely beautiful. And I know there are specific times you go. If you go right at dawn or dusk when the water is high, all around the actual island, it becomes an island, and you can't go. You go to it, the path is like blocked off by water, obviously, but it just glistens in the sunlight. You get to see the reflection of the island. It is picturesque, a dream come true. So if I had to go to France, that would be one of the destinations that I would love to go. I do hear, though, it is a pain in the ass to actually go there.
It looks like a pain in the ass to go there. I'm looking at photos right now, and I was like, this is so beautiful. And I look around and go like, bro, there's like a ferry or highway that's like sunk in the water. Like, what's going on?
And it's only accessible for certain hours of the day. However, they do have one little hotel there that probably charges you a shit ton of money. But if you were to stay there for 1 or 2 nights, know that you can. And people do live there. It's a very small little community.
God, can you imagine rent at that castle? What does that look like?
Yeah. No, thank you. But once again, this is places that we will go if we had money.
Yep.
So.
Oh man. Yeah, these are definitely some places that are hopefully within our lives. I'd like to imagine, but definitely not a right here, right now scenario.
Yes. Speaking of castle, one of my another top 5 would be Osaka Castle in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a question. How come Japan wasn't on your list like a lot of other people's lists?
That's a great question. And I would answer that by saying that I think it's an obvious one. And I think I'm going to lump Japan along with Korea. And I think Japan has longer been a vacation destination than Korea has. I think Korea's jumped in popularity in the last decade. But yeah, both those I'm like, yeah, I'm excited to go. But I think I'm excited to go in a sense that I'm just going for the country, like the vibe, and I think everyone else goes for those same reasons. I mean, I'm sure other people have specific things. Maybe they like the history, maybe they like specific vacation destinations or resorts, whatever. Me, I haven't done enough research, nor have I enough, what I call it, interest to like really dive deep into it. I'll just be like, you know what, I'd love to go, but I don't have like a specific interest tied to it that makes me go like, oh man, I gotta go here to see X, Y, and Z. I'd be like, oh, it's cool to go to that country, and it's definitely would want to go to in my lifetime, but I'm not like frothing at the mouth. That makes me sound like a mainstream hater, but I'm really not. Like, it's just, cool. I'd love to go, but I don't have a specific tie like the ones I mentioned previously where I'm like, ooh, I want to go to this exact place in this country.
I feel like I'm the same way. Like, I know for a fact that if we went to Japan, we would have a great time because one, their food is amazing. There are lots of things to see. There's people watching. There's nightlife. There's also nature. There's also rural life if you want to go to like a spa. However, I think for the same reason, it like has never really stuck with me. Like maybe it just doesn't fit like the vibe that I like. So once again, the vibe that I like is laid back. You're on the beach. You're just walking through and enjoying like street food. Like Hawaii or Thailand would be my vibe. But once again, if we did go to Japan or even Korea, for example, I'm sure we would have a great time.
Yeah, I'm sure. I like 100%. I think we'll have a great time. I think I just couldn't imagine. I mean, I can imagine, but I can't like distinctly imagine what that would be. It's like, okay, we hang out, do some food, but we're in Japan and Korea. Sure.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, any of these other places, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I'm here for this shit and nothing else. But
economically, now is the time to go to Japan. The dollar yen currency has hit its its peak since like 1985. So Japan as a vacation is literally 25 to 30% off everyone.
Well, you heard it here, folks. It's the time. Get your tickets now. Go head on over. Go ahead and stimulate the economy, and we'll see you on the flip side of that one for sure. But that has been our dream vacations. Khan, do you have anything left you'd like to say to the people?
Well, everyone, for this year, please go on a vacation and let us know where you go, and maybe we'll put it on our list.
Yep, we'll put it on our list, and you can join us in the dream vacations that never happened. I'm just kidding. Please go on a vacation. It'll be good for you. Well, with that being said, folks, thank you so much for watching and joining us on this Wednesday morning, and we will see you guys next time. As always, take it easy.
Bye.